Hi, my name's Emma, and I'm a huge book nerd.
You're my library, always open for business, but you never show it. You're just sitting with it, but I know the score, and you're killing it.
Yesterday, I got really excited because Lethal White arrived in the mail, which, if you don't know, is the fourth book in the Cormoran Strike series by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling. Last month, I tore through those books, and I was so excited for this release, and I couldn't wait, and I'm so glad it finally came. And its arrival has inspired me to do a video of upcoming book releases through the rest of 2018 that I'm excited for and interested in. This isn't sponsored or anything. Could you imagine if Little Brown was sponsoring me? I would just die. It would be an out-of-body experience. Anyways, I also have switched up my camera setup just a little bit. I just moved the camera over this way because it's supposedly better if the subject is not center frame. So let me know what you think of this new filming thing, if you like this better. This will also, I have a lot of pictures to put up on the screen for this video, so they'll be going right here. So the first new release that I'm really excited about comes out on October 1st, and it is The Rule of One by Ashley Saunders and Leslie Saunders. It's a dystopian about a future America that enforces the one-child policy. It's about this girl, Ava Goodwin, who secretly has a twin sister, Myra, and they have kept this secret hidden for so long because only one of them goes out at a time and they look identical, so everyone just thinks they're the same person. I'm really excited to get my hands on this book. I just think it's gonna be great. And another book that I'm really excited about comes out October 30th, and that is Elevation by Stephen King. I don't know how Stephen King writes so fast. It's mind-blowing to me, but he does have another book coming out on October 30th, and the cover of this one is just beautiful. I mean, look at it. It's about a man in Castle Rock who is continuously losing weight, but he's not getting any smaller. His clothes still fit the same way, but he's just he weighs less. And apparently it's a book about the community coming together around him despite their differences. So I'm really excited to see how that works, because sometimes I'm a little skeptical of the social commentary in Stephen King's books. Sometimes they seem I don't know, not super woke, but this seems a little woke. There's a lesbian couple that it's apparently neighbors with the main character. But I don't know, I'm really curious to see how Stephen King's gonna pull that off. So this is also unfortunate because I am on a book buying ban, so am I gonna buy these books when they come out? Probably not, but I'm gonna try to get my hands on them any way I can that doesn't involve buying them. This book comes out October 2nd, and I'm excited for this book, yet I haven't read, this is a sequel and I haven't read the first book yet, but it's Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor, which is the follow-up to Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, and my sister read Strange the Dreamer and she really loved it, so I'm really excited to read that now, which means I'm excited for the release of Muse of Nightmares, but I don't know anything about it, and I don't want to know anything about it yet because I haven't read the first book. Next up, also coming out on October 2nd, is Dry by Neal Shusterman and Jared Shusterman. I don't know what I've read that Neal Shusterman has written. I know I've heard that name so many times, but I looked him up and I don't recognize anything he's written, so I'm kind of confused. So if you know what else Neal Shusterman has written, comment down below because I feel like I'm losing my mind. Dry is basically a survival story, I think, about in America in which there has been a drought going on for a really long time, and this girl Alyssa is home with her brother, and one day her parents don't come back, and so then she has to fend for herself and her brother while the neighborhood kind of goes crazy because they're all very thirsty. Also coming out on October 2nd is Broken Things by Lauren Oliver, and Lauren Oliver also wrote Replica, which I have not read yet, but again, my sister read it and loved it. This is not related to the series or anything. This is a separate novel. This is about 3 female friends, and one of them was murdered 5 years ago, and everyone in the town thinks the other 2 killed her, but the thing is they didn't. And now 5 years later, some new information has resurfaced, making the girls confront what happened 5 years ago in the woods, whether they want to or not. Next up, coming out October 9th, is Tanya French's The Witch Elm, And I have not read Her in the Woods yet, but it's sitting over there on my shelf staring at me. But I've heard that that's amazing, which makes me really excited that she's coming out with another book, because I have faith in the bookish community that that book is good, and so therefore I want more good thrillers from a good thriller writer. Does this make sense? So this book is about a man named Toby who was beaten and left for dead by some burglars a few years ago, but then one day somebody finds a skull in a wych elm like in his yard, and he starts to somehow realize that what he thought to be the truth, I'm assuming about the burglars, is not actually the truth. So something else happened to him, which is like, ooh, I'm already so creeped out and I love it. Next, this is another October 9th release. It is Dear Evan Hansen by Val Emmich. And if you know, I am a theater person, and Dear Evan Hansen is a musical that they have now turned into a YA novel. It's such an interesting concept to me to like write a book based on a musical. Like, it's usually the other way around, so I'm just like, my curiosity really makes me want to read this because I want to know if it's any good. Okay, next up, another October 9th release. There are a lot of books coming out on October 9th. It is What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. Why were those names so hard to get out? Anyways, there's this guy Arthur who's in New York and he loves Broadway plays, and I'm like, yes. There's also this guy Ben who like just got out of a relationship and he's carrying his ex's things to the post office to like mail back to him, and Arthur and Ben have a meet cute in the post office, and then they get separated, but then they get reunited, and then they go on dates, and then the dates are bad, and then Ben's trying too hard or something like that, and basically the like synopsis is like, will they get together or won't they? Is life like a Broadway musical or isn't it? And I'm like, yes, I want that. So this book comes out on November 13th, and it is Pulp by Robin Talley. It takes place in two time periods. So it's about a woman in 1955 who is lesbian and struggling with that because in the time period it's super not accepted. She's in love with a woman and she's trying to keep it a secret, but she also wants to pursue a writing career. And then there's a modern day story of a girl who is writing an essay for a class about lesbian pulp fiction. And so you can sort of see how those stories would intertwine, and I am just really excited. I think it's going to be very, very cool. The next release I'm really excited about comes out on November 13th as well, and that is called Fade Into You by Nikki Darling, and I'm just going to read you the synopsis of this because I just think it's really well written. This coming-of-age debut novel divulges the life of a Mexican-American punk barely surviving high school, a portrait of a young girl in the glorious wasteland of 1990s Los Angeles. Fade Into You recalls the hormonal haze and urgency of adolescence. High school junior Nikki Darling alternates between cutting classes and getting high, falling into drugs, crushes, and counterculture to figure out how she fits into the world. Running increasingly wild with other angst-ridden outcasts, she pushes herself to the edge, only to find herself trapped in the cyclical violence of growing up female. Written in dreamy, subterranean prose, this novel captures the reckless defiance and fragility of girlhood. There's something about the synopsis that I'm just so excited about it. Like, oh, I want it so bad. Alright, the next book I'm really excited about comes out on November 13th as well, and that is 4321 by Courtney Stevens. In this contemporary YA novel, a girl reunites with 3 other survivors of a bus bombing that killed 19 people, and together they face the secrets, struggles, and emotional warfare that each has been enduring. There's more to that, but that's the part that hooks me. It's surviving a bus bombing. The next book I'm really excited about is an October 23rd release. Sorry, I'm kind of like going out of order, but that is That Night by Amy Giles. This is a book about the aftermath of a school shooting, and it's just about following 2 characters and seeing how they are moving on with their lives. Okay, next, this is a November 20th release. It is 5 Feet Apart by Rachel Lippincott, Mickey Daughtry, and Tobias Laconis. This book it's like a YA romance about a guy and a girl who both have the same lung disease. It doesn't say what it is, but it sounds like CF, maybe. But they both have this, and because of it, they can't touch, so they have to stay 5 feet apart, but they fall in love. And it sounds really cheesy, but also like kind of really cute. So yeah, I'm excited about that one. Okay, next is a November 27th release, and it is The Hazards of Time Travel by Joyce Carol Oates. Joyce Carol Oates is another author whose name I know, but I have no idea what she's written, so help me out with that down below too. I'm confused. This is a dystopian women's fiction novel. It's also science fiction, so it's about a future world in which women who break the law are sent back in time to like a more misogynistic society. It sounds like a mind-blowing idea, and I'm really excited to read it. Next is a December 11th release, and that is This Lie Will Kill You by Chelsea Pitcher. This is supposed to be like Clue meets Riverdale, which I'm kind of into, not sure. So 1 year ago there was a party, and at this party someone died. Now, years later, a bunch of the people that were at the party get this offer to come to this mansion to win $30,000. And they're also blinded by the prospect of the money that they go and don't question the ulterior motives. But of course, there are ulterior motives, and something bad's gonna happen to them in that house. Next is a December 18th release, and that is The Disasters by M.K. England. And this is like a sci-fi space opera book. The last book that I read that was a space opera was called Space Opera, and I really didn't like it. But I did, between then and now, I have also read Guardians of the Galaxy, which I did enjoy. I wasn't like mind-blowingly obsessed with it like some people are, but it was good. So I am curious about this one. It's about a character named Nax Hall who gets kicked out of his pilot program after just 24 hours, which is not surprising because he has a history of making poor life choices. But on Nax's return trip to Earth, a group of terrorists attack the Academy, and he and 3 other expellees are the only witnesses to this huge violent crime, and they are also the perfect scapegoats. So now they are framed for a crime that they didn't commit, and they are running from everyone in the galaxy. Sounds kind of cool. And those are all of the upcoming releases that I'm excited about through the end of the year. If I missed any that you were really excited about, comment those down below, because I mean, I am always for hearing about new books. So let me know. And if you're excited about any of the ones that I mentioned, also let me know that and we can geek out about it. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, comment down below, share it with your friends, do all those things. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye! Mwah.
Now I was headed to the bus stop.